Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Advancement Center, and welcome to the world of magic and miracles. I can't help these mornings, these days, just talking about how beautiful it is when I drive in. This part of the world is pretty magical when it comes to the weather and the beauty. And in all my going on 11 years in this part of the world, I don't know if I ever remember seeing so many cows and their babies just laying in the fields or standing in the fields as I drive in from Solvang up north. It's quite a sight, and this bright green grass and these black cows and their young ones. It's just something about it. Something about seeing animals. Even there's a whole stretch of, I don't know, a quarter of a mile or so of these beautiful evergreen trees, which I've spoken about before. Again, on the way to the freeway from my little town, where there's horses. Actually, they raise and look after, I found out recently, prize running horses. They probably breed them there too. So you always see the horses standing in the fields alongside the roadway. And there's just something about seeing animal life as you drive your car that's just very comforting and just gives me a really warm, fuzzy feeling. In addition to, like I said, how incredibly green and lush it is here because of all the rain we've had. So the other thing that was really fun to play with when I drive for almost an hour between these towns 6 days a week, it's an amazing time as this beautiful nature is all around you, enhancing your world. It's really easy to make that direct connection with your creator. Travel to a distance. It doesn't matter how far. It's fun to travel far enough where you can look down on the earth, see everything from a different perspective. This beautiful earth. But the feeling that comes when you just connect is beyond words. And as I've said before, it's really easy to make that connection sitting here. I never know what words are going to come until I sit in this chair. I don't even know when I'm sitting in this chair. The screen comes on, all of a sudden my face is on the screen. I know I'm up, I'm live. And it's really an interesting experience to have no idea what you're going to speak about. And then magically, things come in as I sit here, and I never know what it's going to be. The brain always wants to have things prepared. So every once in a while, if I have a really amazing experience, I'll say, oh, I have to remember that for this day. Well, of course, all of that is just out the window. But no matter, because for me, the beauty and what I love so much about sitting here is just this feeling of expansion as I not only connect with my Creator, but I connect with each and every one of you. Whether you're watching today or whether you're watching sometime in the future, there's this beautiful connection. And these colors that I'm wearing today and my scarf, that's what I just saw as I mentioned the word connection. I saw these sparkles of light in these colors, orange and pink and gold. Such that I realized that this connection, it's actually a two-way transmission, very unique to those beings, whoever I'm connecting with. Everyone will have their own unique connection, their own unique experience. And it's really fun to play in this world. I can share my own experiences of this life, of beyond this life. But what happens for each one individually is like, it's like the sparkles going off. It's like the stars lighting up as each one connects to their own unique experience of this life. It's one of the reasons I love what we're doing here, and even how we celebrate afterwards with our Advancement Center family, because everyone shares these beautiful stars as they light up in their own life, the stars of existence. I'm not speaking of the physical stars at the moment, although they play a part, but it's these amazing fields. I'll do my best to describe it in words, of energy, which we bring down into matter when we're here on the physical plane. But as we expand out and even just connect with each other, the connection is made beyond the physical. It's like these little beautiful, colorful sparkles are coming together, dancing together, saying hello, laughing, giggling, being mischievous. It's so beautiful. I think that's why it's so easy for me to connect with the animals, because that's the only way that connection is made. It's this beautiful transmission that's beyond words. I remember just the other day, my mother was sharing this fabulous experience she had with me. She lives quite a bit north of us here up in Northern California on the way to Lake Tahoe in the Sierra Nevada foothills. And she's out in the country, so there's big open spaces with trees and nature and hills. And somehow this peacock became a resident in her neighborhood. We don't know if it was someone's pet and it got loose or they let it go. We don't really know the details. But every once in a while, it'll show up in someone's yard. So the other day, she said she was walking from her house to her studio, which is just across a gravel driveway. And And there was the peacock, which she hadn't seen in quite a while, and she had in her hand like a bowl of berries or something she was bringing in for herself at the studio. So she described that this beautiful bird was maybe, I don't know, 30 feet away from her as she's walking towards her door. So she spoke to it and she invited it. She said, "Well, would you like some berries? Are you hungry?" And she said the peacock walked right up to her. And I guess she threw the berries on the ground and it was eating. And she was so amazed, like it understood her. And that's the beauty of the animals. And it made me recollect an experience I had many years ago when we had a dog and we were going to take our dog for a walk. We were in our living room and the dog's leash was in the other corner of the room, sitting on the floor. And I just very casually, without thinking, looked at my dog and I said, "Why don't you go get your leash?" And he went over, picked it up and brought it back, stood there like, "Okay, let's go." And it's not like we'd ever trained him. It's not like, anyway, but both of I was married at the time, both of my husband and our jaws dropped open. But it's the beauty of this connection. And as I said, it's beyond words. Sometimes it's carried by the voice. Sometimes you don't even need to speak. And these amazing forms of communication are always happening. I think these kinds of communication are my favorite kind. Those without words, just a look. It's really phenomenal. It's funny, I was just taken to my experience of music and how that will transmit, and certain melodies or certain harmonies will just grab me, and I don't want to leave it. It's so amazing. It's magic to think about all this. And I even see a world where everything I just spoke of is the major primary form of communication. It's quite lovely. It's very direct. There's no hiding anything. It's funny, we've been on planet Earth where we think we can hide things, but nothing is hidden. Especially my own experience of this life. If I have a feeling going on, or I'm disturbed, or I'm happy, or whatever it is, there's no way, I'm not capable of hiding it. It just will transmit whatever I think I'm doing, whatever look I think I have on my face, or what words I might use to try to cover up what I'm actually feeling. It doesn't work. The transmissions are clear. And when we're in this place of freedom, because we know we don't have to do anything, we don't have to create anything, change anything. We're just here as our essence just comes from us. And our essences come together and they dance and they mingle, and then they go their separate ways, or they whatever happens. But it's just this beautiful, wonderful dance of joy and excitement, and sometimes laughter, and like I said, sometimes mischief. But it's all constantly changing. This is part of the new world that all of us here keep touching on. And for those that are sensitive enough and whose awareness has opened, you'll begin to see it more and more around you. You may be struck by something that your brain can't comprehend, either because of its beauty, its grace, its feeling, a situation that you would never in a million years imagine happening, like the beautiful harmony between beings. And just here on planet Earth and well beyond, because we are setting new standards that will be seen in other worlds. And who could not want to join us in this new, beautiful world, full of peace and harmony and laughter and fun and joy, and where everyone is supported. There's no more struggle in the way that humanity has had to struggle for so long. That will become foreign. And there will just be ease and joy. And the way in which David Bast in his presentation yesterday spoke of love, not in the sense that what we associate with that word. I don't remember how he said it yesterday, but it was so beautiful. But it's like the fish that live in the water. Humanity and all beings will live in this beautiful sea of this other experience of life that brings life, that regenerates life. And you can't be unhappy in this place. In that moment, I just had a vision of a white dove flying off into the sky. So once again, I got the message that this is what I came to deliver today. May you take it, run with it. It is your own. Have the time of your life. And I am so excited to see and experience our new magic future. So thank you for joining me once again as I send you off with a perfect life, perfect health, and an absolutely magic future. I am Genya.